So why is this Hot Wheels Ford Fiesta so special? I've hinted at it a couple of times, and finally today I'm going to give you some reasons as to why, a little bit of background into the model. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a Lamley, we'll call it a Lamley YouTube channel exclusive. And here and there when I can, I'll give our YouTube viewers a little preview, an exclusive preview of maybe some upcoming models, that sort of thing. And today it's a Matchbox model. We're not going to show this on the blog for a couple weeks. But why not give you a couple hints as to what is coming. If you visit the Matchbox pegs, you know that the Dodge A100 pickup is a really popular model, and right now there's a red version that doesn't stay on the pegs very long. Hopefully you've been able to get one if that's your cup of tea. And if that Dodge A100 is your cup of tea, I have a feeling you will like this particular version. This is the 2015 recolor of the Dodge A100, and in black, and it's licensed again. Well, I mean the model's licensed, but it's also got a licensed livery on it, another licensed product. But one of the reasons I'm showing it to you is because, yeah, it's so darn cool, but another reason is I want you to pay attention to that rear portion of the model. You'll see the word Adlar and the numbers 58 and the number 4991. And that has some significance. In matter of fact, if you're a Matchbox guy and you do visit the Matchbox, let's call you a Matchbox person, and you visit the Matchbox pegs, you're going to start seeing more and more models show up with these 4-digit numbers in this range, like 4991, 4992, that sort of thing. This is a countdown of sorts, and it has some significance. Also look at that Adlar 58. You've seen that on Matchbox models before, maybe even on a couple of Hot Wheels models, and that's significant too. Both of these, the Adlar 58 and the 4991, have something to do with the designer Michael Hiralda. Michael Hiralda just retired from Mattel. In fact, Michael Hiralda was Mattel's first exclusive graphic designer, and he has designed quite a few models that are probably in your collection, whether they be Hot Wheels or Matchbox. As a matter of fact, before Michael retired in June this year, he started to count how many designs, and he figured that by the time he'd be done, he would have done 5,000 designs between the two brands. And that is why this model is significant. Now look close. There on that middle door, you see the number 5,000. That is because this Ford Fiesta is Michael Hiralda's final design before he retired. That's significant alone, but there's a lot more things about it. One of Michael's greatest strengths are all the little hidden messages, the codes, the names, the numbers, having to do with designers at Matchbox, having to do with other people, little hidden messages here and there. Michael always had fun. That was one of his greatest strengths. These models are fun. Michael always had fun. And it started with the very first model he designed. And one of the significant things about his final design is it has everything to do with Michael's first design. Now those who have collected Hot Wheels a long time might know what that first design is as they start looking at this model. It has everything to do with this one. This is the 1998 first edition's Ford Escort Rally. And you might start noticing some similarities. I see an MH, I see Swisher Motors, and I even see, well, you'll have to look up real close, even the last name Hiralda. That is Michael Hiralda's first design. It's from 1998. And this is Michael Hiralda's last. So we're going to move over to the studio, showcase both of these. We're going to open up that Fiesta, put these side by side. And then I'm also, because we're going to pay a little tribute to Michael, I'm also going to show some of my favorite designs, and because he's been with Matchbox the last few years, I'm going to show some of his convention designs, some of the prettiest Matchbox models you'll see. Well, since I don't want to bore you to death on this video, and I think there's enough information between this video and the blog post, I'm not going to show all of those convention models. I think that'll drag on a little too long, but they are beautiful and they're captured well in the photographs, and so follow that link below so you can see those pictures of those models. They're worth looking at, definitely, and getting a sense of Michael's talent as a designer. This Lotus is one of my favorites. But one of the things that is a signature Michael Giralda design is for little codes to show up. This is the white Adlar scraper. There's a reason why it's called the white Adlar scraper. It's actually a rare variation, but if you look closely you can see Adlar 58, and that is Michael's name backwards. The 58 is the HE of the first part of his last name. Then if you look down below, maybe we can get even closer. You'll see Asada Rentals. That's Ryo Asada, who is now at Hot Wheels designing Porsche 934s and Acura NSXs and all kinds of great models that a lot of you are gobbling up. But he cut his teeth over at Matchbox and designed a ton of great castings, including this scraper. But Michael's name shows up all over the place, and that is definitely one of his signatures and something you see at Mattel a lot now. And I like all those little hidden codes and messages. And when you look at his last model and his first model, you definitely can see that it started very early. It starts right here, Swisher Motors. I'll move into the Swisher Motors right there on the rear panel. It's duplicated. Well, I guess it was duplicated on the Fiesta, but you'll see it right there on the Escort as well. Right below the number 8, that's Giralda's name. MH, you probably know what that stands for. And even if you look closely, right below, right there, there's Swisher Motors again. Swisher is Gary Swisher, who was Michael's first boss, and he tells the story of how that worked to his advantage in using his name. The MH was on the Escort. It's also on the Fiesta, only with a little bit more design to it now. 28, that's for 28 years. And of course the 5000 Club is for 5,000 designs. So this model is definitely worth having, I think, and easy to get. It's going to be all over the pegs here in the next month or so, already at Target. And just for significance's sake, I think it's totally worth having that model as well. And I've looked at it on eBay. That's an easy one to get. At least for now, it's very easy to pick up. And even without the significance, that's a pretty great model. In fact, I had bought this the day Michael unveiled it at the Matchbox Gather. Not this model, but unveiled the Fiesta and talked about its significance, and I thought it was kind of funny that I had just bought that because it's a model I've wanted. Because, I mean, who doesn't like a Rally Escort? Go put it next to the 70 Escort that came out this year. Anyway. So go check out the blog. Read what Michael has to say. The stories are fun. Once again, thanks to Michael for taking some time to write a little bit about these designs. I'll see if we can't get him to talk about some of his favorite designs, and I'm sure I'll have some of them and I'll be able to photograph them, and we'll try and keep him a little busy right now, even though he does keep himself pretty busy. There'll be a link about that too on the blog as well. So anyway, thanks Michael, and thanks everyone for watching. See you later.